we have a green light on the kissing? You have a stomping green light.
Yeah. Cheers.
Masc versus Masc project began with my attempt of trying to date other Masc presenting lesbians. I found out it was quite hard. So when starting this project, I didn't realize how it would translate with the participants. In fact, I was expecting it to push some of their barriers and make them feel uncomfortable. I didn't quite expect for it to resonate this much.
I'm Gray, and I am figuring it out. I need to know more. I want to know more. I haven't seen this or felt this before.
I do like to be tied down. Like, oh God.
It's not just who you like to fuck, it's like who you are in the world.
I always feel like I'm the first to make the move. Like, no. It has nothing to do with my expression.
Am I going to take on the roles of toxic masculinity, or am I going to be a victim of toxic masculinity?
I'm attracted to someone that can make me feel something.
Have you been sick or anything in the past 30 days?
I never got the code.
Have you not?
No.
I want to hear your guys' scenarios. Have you found another Masc presenting lesbian or trans man or non-binary attractive? And how would you approach them? Have they ever approached you? What are your scenarios and how do you react in those scenarios?
Well, I identify as a lesbian, but queerness goes way deeper than just aesthetic. I think it's like in my bloodstream. It's like who I am as an artist, as a human, as a person in the world. It's not just who you like to fuck. It's like who you are in the world.
Do you want to be first like manhandled, thrown up against the wall, or very gently kissed? Like, how do you, or either? Or
How?
both.
I feel like I like both.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I
like
love to like manhandle another person and like come on to them, but I also like find it wildly interesting when someone has the balls to like do that to me.
What
Like,
are you
I'm like-
imagining when a masked person comes to you and does that? Like, what are you imagining? It takes a different
I don't know. I don't.
Right, a little
don't
bit.
ever experience that.
I don't know.
Same?
Yeah,
That's
A lot of the masked people that I've dated, at least, were so closetly
feminist.
Fuck,
Yeah.
and I had to just
Yeah.
swallow the pill when we'd be out, and they would be like, "Yeah, fuck the shit out of them," and I'm like hiding the strap. I'm like, "Yeah, for sure."
If anyone has ever like approached me in a masculine way, it's never been a mask. It's been a femme. And anytime I've been approached, anytime I've wanted to like approach a mask, it's been me approaching the mask.
I absolutely have a type physically. If I was to just be like, this is what I know gets my rocks off, I know what gets me wet. A hyper goddess femininity leaning into the goddess warrior female energy. I've always loved that.
Yeah, like I want to do the whole gamut of everything. And I feel like knowing you two, you almost are very close, right? If I may, to like you are reached the gamut of a lot of different variations of
I'm
sex.
just sexually attracted towards talent at this point. I'm like, you're
Talent's
passionate.
Talent. Yeah.
You do the thing you do with like all your love.
What's your name? Danny. And my pronouns are she and her. Is that what you want?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. People ask me like, oh, do you have a type? And usually I just say like my type is long hair, confidence. I don't think it necessarily has to be completely tied with gender, but most people that I am attracted to have long hair and feminine characteristics.
You know, like being in Miami,
I feel like I don't fit in because people there are either like very femme or very masc in the queer community, and I'm like I'm a fitness instructor, and so sometimes I'm in like spandex shorts and like a sports bra, and then sometimes I'm in like baggy jeans and like an oversized shirt, and it's funny because like I'll get people that like look at me and they'll be like, oh my god, like I can't believe you like cut your hair, and I'm like, yeah, like whoa, crazy. Yeah, like you see it, like you see like a lot of,
it's like a whole transition.
Yeah, I know.
Wearing a skirt or I'm wearing something that's more femme or whatever, I'm ostracized because I'm not fitting into that. Like,
The thing that
I would define myself as a queer, non-binary person. I don't use gay anymore because I feel like gay is used to define same sex.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems kind of odd to use, even though I am mostly attracted to men and like masc non-binary people. It feels weird to it feels weird to use gay. We are much more open to seeing women or femme energy people embracing same-sex sexuality.
Yes.
What do you mean how I identify?
What do you identify as?
But like in what way? Like what do you
Your pronouns and like your gender,
how I
sex.
identify? Hi, I'm Gray. I'm a mess.
Actually, you can totally put that, please, because that would be perfect.
I'm Gray, and I am figuring it out. I am non-binary, predominantly masculine, but overall I feel like I'm genderless and fluid in all things.
I actually think I have a love-hate relationship really with the so many identities and labels because it's even the same thing I'm going through medically. It's like so much of you wants a diagnosis. You want a thing that's like, or God, that's why all of this is happening because you just want it to be easier. You just want a name for it. You don't want to have to explain your symptoms or your, identity official every single time you speak. And like, you don't want to have to validate yourself so much. But like, as I, have these little conversations in my head that like, maybe I want to come out to my family as non-binary or this or that. And it's like, at the end of all those little speeches, all of it is like, I just want you to know, but it literally changes nothing. It's exactly who all you know is that now, like, I have a word for this.
I think there's something so fucking badass about being an androgynous woman. Like, I love, because some people will immediately call me they, them, and I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like, thank you for not prescribing something to me right away, but I'm also she, her. Like, I think there's something so powerful about that, at least within myself. Like, I love walking into a room and just being like, yeah, I'm fucking masculine.
Yeah, because you're out of that box, which is the powerful. You're like, yes,
That's
I'm
why
she,
but like, yes, I'm she, but I look
doing
like this, and that's why I think fuck a box.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm a walking stereotype because I obviously have the short hair and I dress very masculine, very androgynous. So I guess I'm what they call a 100-footer when I'm attracted to other masculine people, and I'm expected not to be that way. I'm expected to only be attracted to feminine people. And it also hurts me when I'm in a relationship with someone and they expect me to be this toxic masculine version of myself that has no femininity in me whatsoever. But that's not the case. I'm very fluid within myself in terms of energy.
Why am I put into this role now? Oh, because I dress masculine, and then I was
short haircut.
Yeah, because I have a short haircut, and because like I'm a boss bitch, like
yeah.
So I literally every person that I dated after that, they put me in this role. So finally, I'll be like, why? Why are we doing that? Why is that a thing?
And when you fall into that dynamic, there's like no room for like the more masculine
Growth.
person to be vulnerable or to have these emotions that are healthy, and then they're relying on like you to just be there for them, and they're not going to be there for you, and that's not a sustainable relationship.
Exactly.
Hi, my name's Wes Spalding. I use he/him pronouns, and I identify as a trans masculine person. The labels are more for like other people, but I even like when I transitioned, I didn't ever not like I always felt like myself. I've never felt like I've ever transitioned into anything. Like I'm doing things like taking hormones and getting top surgery that make me feel good, but I've always been very aware of who I am.
a lot of us grow up without the access to language, or without the access to language that we really need, such as labels, to explain like our own existence. And like once we find it, like language provides meaning, and then meaning provides community. And so like without the community, like without language, we won't actually find community. And once we find community, that's when we're like what you said, like continuing to put each other in boxes with the prescriptive language that we've used for each other.
I'm Mace Felix. My pronouns are they, them. I am a polyamorous, queer, trans, non-binary, API, Chinese, transracial adoptee. Before I came out as trans, so that was before I medically transitioned and socially transitioned, I did put a lot of stereotypes onto me. I connected with the deaf community, and the deaf community is very queer friendly. And so the deaf and ASL community gave me language in many different contexts, literally and metaphorically, of like my own experiences as a queer and trans person before I didn't even have the language in English.
Everyone is consensually doing this, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's different if I showed up somewhere like not knowing that this was gonna be the vibe, you know?
Yeah.
But like we all came here knowing what this was.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of you guys been saying that you're attracted to energy, and it's if someone that doesn't realize what that means and they're listening to this and they're like, okay, energy, like bad energy, like dark energy, good energy, what kind of energy are you attracted to?
I think I'm attracted to open energy. Like in my earlier 20s, I was very like, I know it all. Everything is set in stone. And as you get older and as you start to become wiser, you realize you know nothing. And that's power. That's liberating. That's like true queerness, is realizing I know nothing about who I am. Like I just flow. And I think I'm attracted to that in other people as well.
The way that I feel that I'm the most authentic to myself sexually is just simple mouth-to-mouth tantric breathing. This is red tantra. This is also white tantra. Like being able to feel like, can we connect into an even flow?
I think just being teased, being like gently confused. I like that. Let me start over.
Yeah.
Wait, let me think. How do I like to be touched? I love being touched and like a grateful, like someone wants to just like take me in. I like to be teased. I like to be kissed like gently. I'm not into the whole like rough play. I like to do that.
Great, guys.
No, just thanks. We like absolutely been 5 minutes. So like, okay, start making out.
Start with the making out. Submissive dominant is a thing that fluctuates on the day. Sometimes I feel extremely dominant, and then sometimes I feel extremely submissive.
Does that depend on the person who you're with?
I would like it not to. I would like it not to be dependent on the person that I'm with.
It's interesting how you just then became more connected.
I got you. Oh, there's like a
That's what I think is so pretty cool, is that before everyone's nervous,
Got
and
it.
as soon as they kiss, then it's like, wait,
Awesome.
I'm actually not connected to this person.
And that I wouldn't necessarily do it. I just don't think that I don't think either of us would like approach each other.
Exactly.
So
That's what I think is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Because again, in general, across the board, they wouldn't.
Yeah. There you go.
Go get that shirt.
Thanks.
Hi.
Yes.
For me, I think that I fall into a more heteronormative queer relationship just because I feel most comfortable in that. But like, do I think it's the end all be all? Absolutely not. You know, I think like the relationship that is the best for you is the one where you can authentically be yourself.
I'm the personal trainer. I don't know if you can tell from this versus this. What is this? What is that? Look at this. Look at this.
Actually, you're going to be facing this side of this. That's good. Can I have this? Yes. Thank you.
Where is this going?
Everywhere.
Okay.
so funny.
I just like, I'm like, how much do I want to say?
Be as authentic as you want.
I do like to be tied down. Like, oh God. I do like things rougher. But like I said, I can also go both ways. But like, yeah, I like when someone takes control.
I realize now I've always been hypersexual, but not towards the sexuality that human beings see as sexual.
Yeah.
I fuck my breakfast. I make love towards my poetry, towards how I'm gonna write you an I miss you note in the morning. And those to me are all sex. Mm-hmm. They're all aspects of relation. They're all romance.
I'm the trainer.
That's hilarious.
You're a really good kisser.
So are you.
I actually love to be the one who like maybe grabs a neck or like, runs my finger down your neck. Like I think that's really sexy, but I almost feel like I need a tiny bit of that invitation. Then I'm like, okay, game on. I actually like to be the one that I think drives that. But then after I've made that initial initiation, I love that it's reciprocated and also like welcomed. I think that's what's hot to me.
I always feel like I'm the first to make the move. Like I feel comfortable being that person to initiate. So I'm usually the person that like I'll grab them by the back of the neck or put my hand around their waist and I'll be the one to pull them in.
We kiss the exact same. Oh my God, yeah. Very hot. Very hot.
I feel like I have 3 distinct types. So one of them is very masculine. Like I love an androgynous person who also has a lot of feminine qualities. Like I love a Masc girl with short hair and like a very pretty face. So I love that. And then I love like a skater girl. The kind of girls that live in San Diego. If I'm gonna go for a more feminine girl, she's usually like dark featured and again very like succumb to her femininity. I love that.
Such a soft boy.
Oh my God, I know.
Before transitioning, I was more attracted, and it was because of my fear of toxic masculinity in my life, both with like cis folks and with trans folks, of just like, am I going to take on the roles of toxic masculinity, or am I going to be a victim of toxic masculinity? So I tried to push that away. I tried to push masculinity away, and I was attracted more to feminine energy because I equated that with softness and with safety.
Going back to the kissing thing, like once I know that I have the green light to like be intimate, like it's just the initial initiation that's like difficult for me. But once I know somebody's into me, I have no problems like carrying it forward. But I don't want to be the person to like, if I don't know that they're into me or they haven't specifically said it, I don't want to like try to kiss them and then they feel uncomfortable and then I feel like I made somebody
but that
feel
goes back to the
uncomfortable.
communication. Like, even if before you like initiate any sort of physical thing, you can like, communicate through words and be like, hey, I'm attracted to you.
That is so scary.
Yeah. And that is also another like example of vulnerability and submission because you're submitting your feelings to something.
That's actually true.
No, that's
you're like,
take my body, don't take my feelings.
Wait, I have a question.
That's a great song.
You. Have you ever experienced something where you have initiated and they've rejected you?
No.
Oh, we have an entire relationship of it. Great. That's why it's like it becomes this like yes.
I have
gaping
it,
wound.
but I'm afraid of it. But it's never happened.
But it's never happened to you. Okay, so that's the fear in your head.
Yeah.
In the last couple years, I've actually been more attracted to masculine energy, and my relationships in the last couple years have been mainly trans masc energy or masculine energy, and so my current relationships have been T for T, Masc for Masc.
I have one sensitive spot and it's the back of my neck. So if someone kisses back here, I get chills like down my back and all over my arms. It's very weird. I don't understand why. It's just like back of the neck, I don't know. Which is easy to access because I have a shaved head.
That's why she does it, ladies.
That's the only reason I do it, yeah. No. It has nothing to do with my expression.
You're the top here.
If you want to have a safe word with each other. Make sure you don't touch inappropriately if you don't want to be touched. So kind of just go ahead and talk.
We both talked about top surgery.
Yeah.
So like,
I just don't have a lot of feeling in my chest, so like touching it doesn't really do anything.
I don't really like have any feeling either.
Yeah.
But like,
I don't mind if you touch it. I just don't. It doesn't really do much for me.
do we want our top surgery? Because you mentioned that.
Oh, to like take our shirts off.
Oh, and that too. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
I'll take my shirts off. Yeah.
I can do. I'm gonna leave it to you.
I am such a sub. I used to say that I was like verse, but I think I'm such a sub that I would dom someone if they wanted me to. Like a service switch, I guess. Like I just want to make the other person feel good. Like I get off on making somebody else feel really good. Like I wasn't even able to allow myself to come during sex until like the last 2 years. I was always so focused on the other person that I didn't even think about myself. And it's only within the last 2 years I started being like, no, this is an experience for me too.
Physically, I feel like I'm attracted to something that's very natural and almost sort of stunning in a way, like something I haven't seen before. And I think I'm really attracted to that. So that can be if somebody's really well dressed or just like really sexy. And that can come from confidence. It could come from a smell. It could come from a look. But just something that I think draws me in. And then I'm like, I need to know more. I want to know more. I haven't seen this or felt this before.
I didn't even think
And there's
about
also
that.
more things at play that it's just like socially create those dynamics. My friend actually wrote a thesis on this. Like, if we're both women, we're both cis women.
Send it to us.
Yeah, please.
If we're both cis women, there's no man. Okay, so then what creates the hierarchy? Is it your money? Is it your education? Is it your race? Is it your socioeconomic status? Like, what about us is going to create that power dynamic?
Need that. Why the hierarchy?
It's crazy because that's the humanity of it.
Yeah.
The socialization is that you need,
And that's the old system, though. At least with a lot of different micro systems, and then even like in our community, in our queer community. So it's interesting that I think we're building that, and us questioning like, why is there a hierarchy? Why are there actually like the duality of masculine and feminine? Like, why isn't that more blended? We're all fluid.
Yeah.
we're all fluid.
Everything that you feel that I am thinking you're wrong for, I'm scared you're thinking the same of me. And that's the exact reason we need to all just let this narrative go and be the queer, fucking non-binary or bound people that we are, because we've always been this way and we're just waiting for the rest of us to keep up.